Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode. I hope you're doing well today. I'm doing very well myself. Today, I want to talk about how I built a credit score of 890. Yes, guys, I built a credit score of 890. I'm so proud of myself for this one. A credit score of 890 is almost perfect because the highest score you can get is 900. So 890 is very shy of 900. So I'm so grateful for this one. I hope you can stick with me to the very end and you can learn something from this one, guys. So over the years, the tools that I have used to build my credit score, the very first one at the top of the list is my credit card. A credit card is the best tool that you can use to build credit, guys. And I've leveraged my credit card. I've been in Canada for about 23 years. Yeah, 23 years is a long time. And out of those 23 years, I've owned a credit card for about 18 years. Out of the 18 years, I have paid interest on my credit card. Listen to this one, guys. I have paid interest on my credit card about 5 times, maybe about 5 times. No more than, I know for sure, no more than 10 times, but it's about 5 times, guys. And the way I have actually done this is I make sure I pay off my credit card as soon as I don't even use the credit card if I don't have money to pay it off. So I pay it off by the end of the billing cycle. Before the billing cycle hits, I make sure I pay it off. It's like clockwork to me. This has really been helpful towards building my credit. A credit card is the number one tool that you want to use. So when it comes to credit cards, you don't want to own more than 2 credit cards. I own 2 credit cards. In fact, I own 3, and one of them is just because we have a business, and that's a business credit card. But I own 2 other credit cards, and those 2 credit cards I don't even use one. It's just there for emergencies. Like if I ever have an emergency and I need to use it, but I don't use it. So my advice is to get 1 credit card if you can, and if possible, get 2. And yeah, if you go through my previous post, I had a post about like credit cards and stuff. So go through and find that post and watch. The other tool that I have used is my cell phone bill. A cell phone bill is one of the most important tools that you can use to build your credit card, and that's because everybody has access to a cell phone nowadays. And it might be a little bit difficult to get a credit card, but it's very easy to get a cell phone. And once you get a cell phone, just pay your bill on time. I've always paid my phone bill on time, guys. So I've had a cell phone for as long as I can remember, maybe about 20 years. And out of those 20 years, I've always paid my phone bill. Sometimes I'm late on the phone bill, but I always pay it off. The one thing that I avoid is having a bill, not just a cell phone bill, but having any bill go to a collections agency. And if you're not based in the Western world, a collections agency is just a company that other companies use to go after people that have not paid their bills. So if you don't pay your bill, the bill ends up going to a collections agency, and then the collections agency runs after you to pay off that bill. So I've never had a phone bill go to a collections agency. All my life, I've had 1 bill go to a collections agency, and that's a gas bill. And that was because we have some tenants. So we have some rental properties, and one of the tenants had moved out, and the bill did not come to my address. It kept on going to that rental property, and I was not aware of it. So eventually it went to the collections agency, and it affected my credit score at the time a little bit, but we rectified that over time. So these are the 2 tools that I've used. I have so many other tools, like we have multiple mortgages. Having multiple loans and mortgages and stuff actually helps build your credit if you don't default on any of them. As long as you pay them all on time, if you're always paying them on time, you don't have anything to worry. It will just help build your credit really fast. So we have car loans. We've had car loans, we've had the mortgages, other bills like the hydro bill, water bill, and all this stuff, even property taxes. All these bills, we make sure like they get paid like clockwork. It's automatic. We set up automatic payments. It comes out of the bank account every month, and we don't have to worry about it. So this is the one thing that I'll advise everybody. I've advised people already about this in the past. You always want to make sure that your bills are automated and you pay off your bills on time. And if you do that, you will always maintain a good credit score, guys. So I have a scale here for credit scores and stuff, and basically at the top of that list is the that my credit score, which is like the 890. If you're any credit score between 850 and 900, it's considered an excellent credit score. So very few people actually succeed in achieving this credit score. But if you achieve it, you have a really good credit score. And then there's a credit score of 740, between 740 and 799. That's considered very good. Then there is between 670 and 739. It's good, but not very good. And then 580 to 669 is fair. And anything below 580 is really poor. And you don't want to end up in anything below 580. In fact, anything below 700. I'll say anything below 700, you don't want to be there, because if you have a poor credit score, banks and financial institutions will not want to lend you loans. Even stores, you want to buy anything on credit, they will not even entertain you if you have a bad credit score. But if you have an excellent credit score, when you walk into the bank, in fact, they respect you when you walk into the bank. When you ask for a loan, for example, if you walk into a bank with a credit score of 890 and you ask for a loan of $50,000, they might actually offer you a loan of $100,000, because banks know that you have that history of always paying back, and banks want to make money. So when you have a good credit score, you can walk into the bank and ask for any loan, and they will happily give it to you, because they want to make money off of you. So I'm in that situation, but you have to be very careful. Just because you have the good credit score does not mean that you should be reckless and just go borrow money anyhow, and then end up not paying that money, because these things will come back to haunt you, guys. In fact, I have a story. When I was in school, just after I graduated school, I had a friend of mine that when we were in school, he maxed out credit cards and he did not pay the credit cards. When we graduated, he could not even buy a TV. I remember him trying to buy a TV, and he wanted to buy a TV he didn't have the full money to pay for it cash. He had to call me. In fact, no, that's not even what happened. He wanted to buy a TV with a credit card, but he did not have a credit card. So he had to call me to use my credit card to buy it, and then he sent me the money, which was it was crazy, because he wanted to buy it online. So you want to make sure that you have a good credit score so that you can always have a credit card, because when you don't have when you have bad credit, even credit card companies will not entertain giving you a credit card. So that's that one. So these are the things that you can do to build your credit, some extra things, right? So I've mentioned the credit card, I've mentioned paying your bills, and then car loans. Your car loan, you want to make sure that you don't buy a car that has a ridiculous loan that you cannot afford to pay off at the end of the month. Cut your code according to your size and hang it where your hand can reach, guys. Again, I always say, people try to live life. They want to keep up with the Joneses and stuff. You want to avoid that lifestyle. Live your lifestyle. Live in your lane, and things will fall into place, guys. Then there's diversify your credit. And what do I mean by this? It's basically having a mixture of credit cards, mortgages, car loans, and stuff. When you have all these loans and you pay them off on time, it helps you build a good credit report and a good credit score. Then the length of credit history. So some people go from one credit card to another. You just get a credit card, you use it, you cut it up, and then cancel it, call and cancel, and then get another credit card. This is really bad for your credit. You don't want to be getting credit cards and canceling them. If you have a credit card now that you don't want to use anymore, just cut it up, pay it off, cut it up, and then put it aside. But don't cancel the credit card. Just let it sit there. Then the other one is limit credit inquiries, guys. So this one is very important. So usually when you're shopping around for a car or a mortgage interest rate, you go from one financial institution to another. When you when you get to these financial institutions, what happens is every time you talk to them and they pull up your credit history, they're reaching out to the credit bureau. And every time this happens, it hits your credit score. And I noticed that it's about they take off like maybe 4 or 5 points every time you make that inquiry. And by the time you go from one financial institution to another and you make multiple inquiries, your credit score gets hit multiple times and it drops your credit score, guys. So you want to avoid this as much as possible. And then the last one that I have on the list is just practice patience. Patience is key to this in these games, guys. So when I first started my financial journey in this country, here in Canada, I started off, I didn't have credit, right? Then eventually, when I finally got a credit card and a cell phone, I started off building a credit. My credit was in like the 500s, and over time, it quickly went up just because I was very conscious of like my finances, and I just stayed on track. So you want to practice patience. Over time, patience is key to building your credit score. It does not happen overnight. Give it some time and things will fall into place, guys. The one thing that I want to just advise is, by the way, it's not financial advice. It's more like education. If you are an immigrant, if you just immigrated to the Western world, you should get a mentor. It is very important that you should get a mentor. The person that receives you in the Western world is most likely going to determine how far you go financially. Why do I say this? When you just get to the Western world, if you fall in the hands of like somebody that is very financially stable and is very conscious of how they do things, that's what they will teach you. But if you fall into the hands of somebody that is very reckless, there is a high chance that's also what they will teach you, and you will end up being in that circle. So when you get to the Western world, it is very important that you get a mentor that has really good credit. And my advice is somebody that has a credit score above 700. If you can get somebody that has a credit score above 700, let them help you with your finances. The very first thing that you most likely have or that you most likely need to get is your cell phone. And if you can get a cell phone, you start with a cell phone to build your credit score by paying off that bill on time. Always pay off the bill on time, guys. Don't let your bill go past its due date, and worse still, don't let it go to a collections agency. So that's the advice that I had to give you. So again, like I mentioned, just remember, no credit is just as bad as having bad credit. So when you just move to the Western world, if you don't have credit, it is just as bad as somebody that has bad credit. So guys, this is all I had for you guys for this one. I hope it was not too long. I hope you learned something from this one. And if you did, you know the drill. Hit that subscribe button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on Facebook, and invite a friend, invite a family member. Let's keep educating each other on finances, and let's keep growing our finances. And eventually, guys, we will make it, and life will be beautiful. I'll catch you guys on the next one.